Am I the jerk for refusing to host my sister and her kids after they trashed my place last time? Last month, my sister asked if she and her 2 kids could stay over for the weekend since her apartment was being fumigated. I said yes, even though I live in a small 1-bedroom. When they left, my place was a disaster. There were stains on my couch, broken toys everywhere, and my kitchen smelled awful. My sister didn't clean up at all. I spent the entire next day scrubbing everything. Now she texted again saying she needs to stay for 2 nights while her bathroom is being fixed. I told her no. She said I was heartless and that family should always help family. I said I am not a hotel and that she lost that privilege after last time. She called me selfish and blocked me for now. Am I the jerk for setting that boundary and saying no this time?
Am I the jerk for putting my sister's husband on speakerphone to expose his lies? My sister Bree, 29 female, has been complaining for months that her husband Kyle, 31 male, never helps with their baby because he's too exhausted from work. He claims he's working late constantly. Yesterday he called me asking if I could pick up his package from a gaming store so his wife wouldn't find out. Red flag. I asked him what he was doing after work. He said he was still at the office, but I could hear a crowd, music, and what sounded like bowling pins. So I put him on speaker and said, "Weird office sounds. Do you guys bowl during quarterly reports now?" Silence. Then he hung up. 2 hours later, Bree called crying because Kyle accused me of trying to ruin their marriage and plant distrust. I told her the truth. He was clearly lying and she deserves honesty. Now my mom says I should have stayed out of married people's issues. Am I the jerk?
Am I the jerk for telling my roommate's boyfriend he can't stay over anymore because he keeps borrowing my clothes? My roommate's boyfriend, 23 male, practically lives at our apartment. I, 24 male, don't love it, but whatever. But recently, I noticed clothes going missing. Shirts, hoodies, a jacket. I thought I misplaced them until I saw him wearing one of my hoodies in our kitchen. I said, "Hey, that's mine." He said, "Oh, I thought it was your roommate's." We share everything I said. Well, don't share my stuff. A week later, I found another sweater missing, and my roommate said he probably grabbed it accidentally. I told her her boyfriend needs to stop staying over because he's treating my closet like Goodwill. She called me dramatic and said, "They're just clothes." I told her, "Cool, then he doesn't need to be here." Now she's saying I'm making the apartment uncomfortable. Am I the jerk?
Am I the jerk for refusing to run all the office morale stuff after HR put my name on a sign-up sheet without asking? I was hired as a data analyst last fall. Small tech company, hybrid. My plate is full, Q2 dashboards, a messy migration, late-night pager once a week. Last month, HR rolled out a culture initiative, basically a spreadsheet of duties like birthday cupcakes, snack restock, welcome baskets, planning surprise parties, taking notes during meetings so managers can be more present, all that soft glue. I didn't sign up, I was in a client call. Next day I get a ping, "Congrats, you are lead for Q1 Morale. Please pick a co-lead." My name was already typed in bold. Apparently someone said I have good vibes because I bring muffins sometimes. Those muffins are from Costco and were for my team because we shipped a rough sprint, not a personality. I replied, "Thanks, but no, I was not asked, and this is not my job class." HR wrote back, "It is everyone's job to build community, and we need women to lead because we listen better." That made my skin crawl. I said again, "I will join events, I will not plan them." My manager said we should be team players, but also admitted my objectives are behind and he needs me on the migration. Meanwhile, people started forwarding me requests, like a dev asked if I can stock energy drinks with 0 sugar, and a director told me to schedule a baby shower at 3 p.m. on sprint review day. I stopped answering and HR created a group chat called Morale with me as owner. I left the chat. Yesterday, HR pulled me into a video call with a slide deck about how culture work is undervalued, which I agree, but that means you pay people or adjust load, not secretly assign women. I said if they want an actual coordinator role, post it. I will even help write the REQ, but I am not free labor because I smile and print stickers straight. Now I'm getting side eyes, and someone said I killed the vibe, which is wild because our vibe lately is 3 outages and lukewarm pizza. My manager told me to write it up for HR formally, so I did, including the gendered comment. HR is disappointed and says they will reevaluate the process, but a few coworkers think I made drama for nothing. Too long didn't read. Company stuck me as unpaid morale lead without asking. With a gendered reason, I declined and documented it. People are salty. Am I the jerk?
Am I the jerk for not wanting to take care of my sick mother-in-law when my husband works nights? My husband, 34 male, and I, 31 female, have been married for 5 years. His mom, 67 female, recently had hip surgery and needs someone around while she recovers. He works night shifts, so he suggested she stay with us for a few weeks so I could help her during the day. The thing is, I work from home. I'm in meetings constantly, and my job is demanding. I told him I don't mind visiting her on weekends or bringing her food, but I can't be her nurse. He got frustrated and said, "She's family." It's just temporary. But temporary has a way of becoming months in his family, and his mom already made comments about how women should take care of family. When I said no, he accused me of being cold-hearted. Now his siblings think I'm leaving her to suffer, even though none of them offered to take her in. Am I the jerk for refusing to be the caretaker?
Am I the jerk for changing the Wi-Fi password after my roommate's boyfriend started working from our apartment every day? My roommate, 26 female, has a boyfriend, 27 male, who works from home, except his home seems to be our living room. He's here every morning with his laptop, taking Zoom calls, using our Wi-Fi, drinking our coffee, and leaving dishes everywhere. When I asked my roommate if he could work at his own place, she said, "His Wi-Fi is bad, and you're not even home during the day." So I changed the password. She freaked out, saying I was controlling and making things uncomfortable. I said, "You're welcome to share rent with him if he's going to use half the utilities." Now she says I ruined the dynamic. Am I the jerk? Would I be the asshole if I tell someone, "I know you're trying to be nice, but that's one of the most hurtful things anyone has ever said to me"? A mostly nice person has twice told me that my parents don't love me. I could have an adult conversation with her about this, but I'd rather wait to see if she says it again and be a little hyperbolic and try to make her feel guilty. My wife's Aunt Sally has twice told me that my parents don't love me. I don't think she meant to be hurtful, but I really hated hearing that. The first time, she was upset with me and lecturing me about how to be a better husband. She presented it as a way to make allowances for me and relate to me. It was basically, "I know what it's like to grow up with parents who don't give you unconditional love, but you're an adult now, and you need to decide what type of person you're going to be." The second time, she meant it as a compliment. A few months before my son was born, she said, "I know you're going to be a loving father, even though you didn't get the love you needed growing up." I have a complicated relationship with my father. He can be very obnoxious. Things have been tense between us for the past 2 years. It's a very sensitive topic for me. I have difficulty talking about it, even with close friends. If you were trying to hurt my feelings, it would be hard to find a better vulnerability to poke. I'm not good at thinking on my feet. I didn't know how to respond the first 2 times. If she says it again, I want to say, "I know you're trying to be nice, but that's one of the most hurtful things anyone has ever said to me." I realize that there's a right way and a wrong way to address this, and my way is definitely somewhere in the middle. I'm just trying to find out which side of the arsehole line it falls on. A well-adjusted adult would either have a heart-to-heart with Sally about the lingering feelings from what she said, or just let it go and accept that she made a mistake. On the other end of the spectrum, some people would address this with yelling and name-calling. Sally and I got along very well for several years before this happened. Now, I'm uneasy about sharing anything personal with her. I make chit-chat with her, but I don't like to get into deep conversations, because I don't like the idea of her knowing about sensitive topics. I want her to feel ashamed of herself. I'm certainly being at least a little bit of an asshole by weaponizing her compassion against her. I just want to know if I'm going too far.
Would I be the asshole if I put a lien against my parents' house and sued them for my college tuition? I, 17 female, am graduating high school next month and am set to attend my first choice college with a partial scholarship in the fall. It's an in-state school about an hour away. And because of my dual enrollment credits, I should only be 5 semesters from finishing my bachelor's degree and then going for the master's degree I need for the career I want. 5 years ago, my mom's mom, died, leaving behind a college fund for me and my siblings. Kyle, male 25, and Kelsey, female 22. Mom's Aunt Teresa was supposed to oversee it, but she died in 2020, and somehow my parents wound up in charge. I don't know all the details because I was 12 when Mama died and 14 when Aunt Teresa died. I'm not even sure exactly how it was structured or how much there was, except that it was supposed to be enough to cover a significant amount of our expenses, if not everything. Kelsey is a fine arts major, and her first year of college was derailed by lockdowns, and she wound up losing an entire year. She was supposed to go back for her final year next fall, just as I am starting college. But last night at our grandpa's birthday dinner, Dad's dad, she announced that she had been invited to participate in a junior artist in residence study program and was deferring her last year of college. Everyone congratulated her, and my grandparents asked about what sort of stipend she was getting. She said there wasn't one, but Mama's money would cover her living expenses. My uncle said that between me starting college and them covering that, the fund would be empty soon, and would her share be enough to pay for her final year after? That's when my dad said that since I had scholarships and my sister needed it more, I wouldn't be getting any of the money Mama left for us. Everyone was shocked and started asking questions, but my parents insisted that it was important to support my sister's artistic goals, the way we never were, and that I'd be fine. When my grandparents argued with them, Mom said I could take out loans for what my scholarship didn't cover and live at home to save money. I was in tears, and my sister was upset that people weren't happier for her. When my uncle asked if there was even going to be money left for my sister to go back and graduate, my parents said they would take out a loan against the house to cover it. Everyone got in a huge argument, and my parents and sister left. My grandparents, uncle, and aunt got to talking, and my uncle, who is a lawyer, says he's going to look into it and that we may have to sue them for my share of the college money because he believes they mismanaged it. My grandparents are worried about them mortgaging the house and losing it, and suggested we take out a lien against the house for my tuition money so they can't use it to get a loan to pay for my sister's expenses. Would I be the asshole if I sued my parents for my college tuition and put a lien against their house like my grandparents suggested?
Would I be the asshole if I pressed charges on a 12 for accusing me? For some background, I, 25 male, met my wife, 24 female, around 4 years, and the relationship was perfect in all ways. We had many common interests. We rarely argued, our communication was great, and even our families got along great. My life was honestly great. I had a great job that I loved, and we were even planning on starting a family soon. Until my wife's cousin C, 12 female, accused me of something horrible. She always seemed to stick to me whenever I was around, and I had tried to keep my distance, as I know how that would look. I know it's horrible, but I didn't want to risk it with my adult life barely starting, and her dad didn't seem to trust me much. Her accusation quickly spread, and it flipped my world upside down. I was fired from my job. My extended family cut me off, and even my wife was skeptical about me. The only people who seemed to believe me were my immediate family, and even then, my brother didn't want me around his kids. A week after her accusation, I was arrested and was kept in holding for over 2 weeks, during which I was treated like crap, and C's father came to my house looking for me and basically broke everything inside. After I was released, I contacted a lawyer to fight the charges against me. A proper investigation was done, and 6 months after her accusing me, I was deemed innocent, but the damage was already done. Everyone in our town shunned me, my friends cut me off, and I lost my job and reputation. I am now in the process of pressing charges against C, her dad, and several other members of my wife's family that blasted me on social media for defamation, destruction of property, and more, and I'm even considering filing for divorce. My wife is telling me to reconsider, saying that she is just a kid and did a stupid mistake, and even my mom is telling me I shouldn't be vindictive and that I got my job back, so there's no damage done. But my dad has supported me fully in this, which is creating problems between him and my mom. Frankly, I don't care whether she's a kid or what will happen to their family if I press charges. She ruined my life, my reputation, my marriage, and possibly even my future. I am barely holding it together, and I have broken down crying many times, and all the drama, and my mom siding with her is destroying me even more. I know it's the right thing to press charges, but all the people, including my mom telling me she's just a kid, is making me doubt myself. Sorry for the long post, I'm dealing with a lot, and writing it out helps. So next, everyone, would I be the asshole if I continue with the charges?